Right, problem number 20. The STEM plot above shows the course grades that each of 22 students received in a history course. The course grade is represented by the tens digit of each grade as a stem and the corresponding units digit as a leaf. For example, the stem 9 and the leaf 1 in the first row of the table represents the grade 91. So the one that I've circled there represents the number 91. And hopefully you've worked with or seen a STEM plot before. Now the question is, what was the median course grade of the 22 students? What you should know about medians. The median, most people will recognize, is the middle number in a data set that is sorted in ascending order. So the data elements have to be in order from left to right, and the median then would be the middle number. Now the median is not always in the data set. For example, if I have an even number of data elements, there is no middle number in that data set, and so the median will fall halfway between the 4 and the 6, which would be 5. And another way you could do that is add the two together. 4 plus 6 is 10, and divide by 2, which would give you 5. So when there are an even number of data elements in a data set, the median will not be part of the data set. The median itself, the median number. Now, I could have had the numbers 1, 5, 5, 10, and in which case 5, halfway between 5 and 5 would have been 5, and 5 would be in the data set. But the median itself is not, the median is between the two middle numbers, whatever they happen to be. Alright, so that's the case when there's 22. If I had an odd number of data elements, then you can see that the median is clearly in the middle there, which would be the number 3. So if I were looking for the median, if I have a large data set, I don't want to count to the middle of it. What I'm looking for example, if it were 4 data elements, I divide 4 by 2 and I get 2. When there's an even number, it's going to be between the second and the third data elements in the set. So in this case there are 22. I divide by 2, I get 11, which tells me it's going to be between the 11th and the 12th data elements in the data set. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now you have to be really careful with this. If we're going to count, we should probably count from the bottom. Technically it doesn't matter because it's the middle two numbers, but when the data is represented as it is in this particular case, from the 9s down to the 6s, it does make it a little bit complicated. So we want to find the 11th, between the 11th and 12th numbers. So we're going to start here at the lowest. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go up to the 70s. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We go up to the 80s. 11 and 12. So in this particular case, the median is going to be halfway between 82 and 82, or the average of 82 and 82, which happens to be 82. And so the answer is going to be D there. Now, you have to be really careful when you count these numbers. So for example, if we were counting from the top down, we would start here. We would have the first number, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go down to the 89s, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So in this case, whether we counted from the top or from the bottom, we would still get the same two numbers that we need to find the average of. However, you have to make sure that you do them in order, so that from the upper 90s down to the upper 80s and down, etc. Or from the lower 60s up through the lower 70s and then into the lower 80s in this way. Alright, so that's how you're going to find the median of the data set. Now if you're working with an odd number, if there were 3 and you wanted to have the second number, so you would take 3, you would add 1 to that and then divide by 2, and that would tell you that the median was the second number. If there were 13, you would add 1, 14 divided by 2, the median would be the 7th place in the data set there. Okay, so I hope that's clear.